Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Now, this is actually the first video after Christmas, which is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna record, like, maybe in February, and the channel's dead, which it already is. I mean, I think I've got like 3 subscribers at this point, but you know, we're powering on. If anyone's noticed, yes, this is pure capitalism here. This is actually kind of ironic considering I have this, the Communist Manifesto, which I got for Christmas. No, I did ask for it. My mum didn't just buy me it. I will get onto the topic of today's video, but I just want to say later on I'm going to be doing a video talking about a couple of books I got for Christmas, maybe. I'm still debating whether to do it because I think it's in the face. It's a bit in the face, you know. I got this for Christmas, you know, all that kind of stupid stuff. But I've got plenty of books, you know. I've got Live Not by Lies, Cynical Theories, 12 Rules for Life, The People vs. Barack Obama, and The Communist Manifesto, on top of others. I'll probably cover that. So, yeah, so it's kind of ironic. Pure capitalism and pure communism and socialism. Anyways, so, normally when I do videos, I normally talk about something, you know, I am not an expert in as such, but kind of put my own opinion forward. However, technically, with this topic, I am an expert, because I do go to school, surprisingly. So here's a story. Government under increased pressure to keep schools in England closed following the Christmas holidays. Now, in Britain, okay, we all had to deal with lockdowns. I think it was about 6 or 7 months of these lockdowns. It was not very good. We didn't get much more work done. A lot of us in school. I think there was like 3 or 4 people in my year that didn't do any work. So you gotta think 7 months of not doing anything. It had a toll, and obviously school isn't doing amazing at the minute. Just all schools in general, with the results and stuff. It's been tough to go back to school. But, you know, I'm kind of glad I'm back to school, although I don't like school. I prefer to be at school than at home, because at home I'm unproductive, I'm doing nothing, I'm kind of slogging around. But, you know, when you're at school, you're actually doing things, you're interacting, socialising. You're also just exercising. You know, you have to go. It's like, if you want to go and get food, you have to walk for the food. My kitchen's below me. So if I want to go and get some food, it's like a 2-second walk. But yeah, so we're going to go through all this. We're going to look through some tweets. But before we do, go check out my socials over on my website. Okay, I've been working on it a bit, if you couldn't already tell. So here is Freedom Always. Here's my website. You can see it up there. It's basically a bit overview of me. I'm working on an article here. Why Britain First? It's all my links, and then obviously, you know, YouTube and Bitchute. Also, if you go to this web address, is it this one? Yeah, there we go. I have a lot of web addresses on my computer at the moment. If you go to this one, nice little picture of me there. This is all my links, but basically, you don't really need to follow that one. The more important one is the one I just showed you then. Because this is my main website where I do most of the stuff. And also, if you want to contact me, obviously there's some more information here, stuff I'm not working on. If you want to contact me, there's also a contact section here where you can get in touch, or you can check out my Instagram, Twitter, and my Parler, which of course, again, is there. So, let's get into this. Okay. So, oh no, that's the complete wrong one. So here we go. Pressure grows on government to keep schools closed despite plans for military to help coronavirus testing of pupils. Now, first of all, coronavirus testing, I don't really get it. Not the actual concept of testing for a virus. It's because you have to stay at home when you get tested. So if they're bringing testing to school, how's that going to work? Because, you know, maybe a bunch of us get a test, and then we walk down the corridor, we touch a door handle, or we breathe next to a fan, where someone stood next to the other end of the extractor fan in the food tech rooms, which is fans outside, getting hot air out. So if I walk past one of those fans and someone's near it breathing COVID gas, air, you know, and I breathe that in, then my test is going to say that I've not got COVID, but it's happened after the test. I don't know how this is going to work out, you know. So we've got this article here from the Evening Standard. I don't trust the Evening Standard, but we'll go forward. Military personnel will be drafted in to support coronavirus testing of school and college students in England if the government withstands the growing pressure to delay the reopening of secondaries. First of all, we cannot have any more lockdowns for schools. We have to be back at school. I've realised if I am not at school or doing productive work, like not at home, so at school, within about 3 days, if I am at home for about 3 days, then I become a slob and mentally I get messed up. There's no meaning to my life at that point because there's nothing to do. So, of course I do, I'm not looking forward to the idea of another lockdown in schools because it affects us. As much as I don't like school, the idea that we can just be locked at home. First of all, I've got my GCSEs next year. Alright, well, not next, yeah, next school class year. So next year I'll be in year 11, and I got my GCSEs when I'm in year 11. So I've got, a year and a half until that? The government expect me to have another lockdown after 7 months of very, very bad education because it was just whatever work that was put on a Google Classroom link. So we've already missed 7 months. You also expect us to miss another month, I'd assume, because our government's like. It's like they expect us to miss like a year worth of work. If this was in year 7, that's okay because you've got all that time to think because the work gets covered. In year 7, you do the basics, and then, like I say, in year 9, you'll go over the same things just in a more complicated and deeper way. Year 7 is only just for helping us out in the future in year 9 and 10. So if it was saying year 7 or 8, I could probably deal with it. I'm like, I don't really care. It's ages until GCSEs, but considering it's so close until I have these vital exams. And what? Just gonna say, well, who cares, mate? Who cares? And obviously, this year's year 11, they're probably gonna get let off with the GCSE results. They're probably gonna get marks, extra marks. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I don't think because I'll be doing my GCSEs in 2022. I mean, it's only 2021, but it still feels a long time off. It still feels like 2 years off, even though it's like a year and a bit. Well, it's about a year. I don't think the government I think 2022 we would have pretty much forgot about COVID because I've forgotten about what happened I can't even remember what happened in 2019 of just like December, November in 2019. Can't remember any of that. But I just don't think people remember much with COVID because it's been such a long time. I think once say 2022, if this whole ordeal's done. Which I don't think it will. I think there'll be other issues, like in America, with a growing civil war and civil conflict. I think it will boil over at some point. Maybe 2022 is the year for America's third war. Well, no, I think that's the second civil war, but third war they've had in the last 100 years. So, maybe. But I think COVID will be over by then, and I think the government aren't as likely to let us off. But I don't feel like it is necessary for these lockdowns at this point because at school, teachers obviously, the fear-mongering, telling us how everyone's dying and it's all our fault if we spread COVID, and it's all this stuff, and I'm kind of sick of the whole lockdown, jargon. It's like if you're so scared of this virus that you want us all to wear masks in school, all this, don't come out of your house. I don't care about the virus. If I'm ill, I'm ill. If I die, I die. Again, give me liberty or give me death. That's kind of a motto of life. If you're not gonna allow me to be free when doing something, then I just won't do it. So with this whole lockdown thing and the growing pressures on the government, which apparently, I've not heard anyone put pressure on the government apart from the media, and it's. I honestly think the government are full of schizophrenics. It's like they feel this impending pressure coming in on the head. And it's like no one said anything. And Boris is just like going, lockdowns, we must lock down. But yeah, as someone from high school, I can say that someone that actually goes to a high school is actually benefiting from the education system, and someone that is actually affected by these lockdowns. I think, these are so stupid, these measures that we, have to wear masks in school. Teachers can't do the same teaching job that they normally can. Because they can't walk across the classroom. Normally a teacher would walk between the aisles of the classroom cause it's more dynamic, isn't it? Walking around while talking. It makes it more dynamic and less boring than you just stood at the front of the room just saying things, And now teachers, they can't hand out prizes, which I'm not really bothered about. It's only some certain teachers that hand out sweets and chocolates. That's a certain type of teacher. That's the teachers that are normally hated by most students. They hand out chocolates because they have nothing redeeming about themselves. But it's just more. It's very sad at school. It's very dystopian. Because you walk in, you're all lined up outside the front of the door, you're en masse, everyone has to be quiet, because if you talk too loud, you get told off, because you're spreading the virus, even though I'm wearing a mask, but, you know, whatever. Then you come in, uniform, you have to all wash your hands. It's like, it looks like those videos from the camps, where the people in the concentration camps would be walked into the camp, they'd have to, you know, put the clothes on, it's all very uniform, and they'd be sent to where they are supposed to be held. So what it's like, you walk in, you all individually, one by one, put your hand sanitizer on, wash, mask off, pocket or whatever, sit down, you sit like this, get your stuff out and do the work. It's just weird. I don't like it. I like to be able to walk into class. Just the fact that I can't walk up and down a corridor without being told off, you know. You have to wear masks in the corridor now, which is kind of stupid. It's not like, I get some people hang around in the corridors, but I'd rather be outside. But yeah, just the whole thing, you know, with this, pressure grows on the government. There's been no pressure. I do not for 1 minute believe establishment media when they say pressure grows. No, you want pressure on the government because you think it sounds nice to be able to advocate for this. But if someone that actually goes to school, it isn't great. These lockdowns and all these stupid measures that are being put forward. Cabinet Officer Minister Michael Gove said on Monday the government was sticking to its plan for primaries and year 11 and 13 students to return to school on January 4th, with the majority of secondary school students starting the term online to allow head teachers to roll out mass testing. And okay, so I don't know if this has happened yet. We've not had emails out at my school yet. We're going back. So if you look at the calendar, you know, the trusty calendar, if it'll load, my computer is going off funny now. Or Etsy. Why have I got an Etsy notification? Don't think weird of me. I didn't know I had an Etsy account. Is Etsy still an actual thing? I didn't know about. I thought that's the like girls used to buy like necklaces from. So yeah, we're going back the 4th Monday. I would assume, but I'm in year 10, so we don't know. So the chances are I'll probably be going back on the 11th, a week after. This we still don't actually know. Now, it's always nice to say, oh, yeah, we'll get an extra week off, but I really want to get back to school because, like I said, with the GCSEs, we're under so much pressure because we missed that much work. And I'm already really bad at revising. I already really hate revising. And, you know, if you had that 7 months and all this time now to actually, the teachers to do the work with us, then I wouldn't have had to feel so much pressure on me. But with this kind of, you know, I'm uncertain. I don't know whether I'll even be in school in a year's time, whether the entire country will just lock down and the government, like on The Simpsons where they had that big like dome over Springfield, maybe we'll have that in the UK and it'll just be in complete hysteria. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to the future of the education system in our country. I think the government's just going to keep going further and further until they realise that they can't go back and then kind of just like, just ignore it, ignore the economic impacts, the education impacts, and they're just going to move on to something else and then leave us to go, oh, our economy's failed, our kids are stupid, and no one's died of COVID. I mean, see, obviously people are dying from COVID, just not that much, you know. But yeah, not looking forward to the future. I think these lockdowns are stupid. This video wasn't scripted, so if it was a bit Amazon devices, check that. If you want to shop for the Echo Fire Stick, Fire TV, Kindle and more, click there. Just don't say I don't help anyone out on this video. But this video wasn't scripted, so it may have been back and forth and everything. But let's just quickly carry on going through Twitter before I go. You know, National Education Union calls on PM to delay school reopenings. Does it really? The Education Union, who protect teachers. The National Education Union represents a majority of teachers and educational professionals in the UK. What, teachers don't want to go into work? What, people don't want to go into work? Madness. That is madness. I love it when unions, it happened in America, like New York and loads of states, where all the union, the big teaching and education unions were all like pro-lockdown. It was like, yeah, no, yeah, teachers. Just anyone in general, do you think they actually want to go back to work? Like, I've never met anyone that loves work like tough. I'm not saying it's necessarily tough being a teacher, but I'm saying it's definitely mentally draining. It's like I've never met a teacher that's excited to come into work. The government has got data and modelling to support its contention that schools should open for physical teaching next week. Then they should release it. This is my short segment on. Shut up, if you have NHS, in your bio, go away, mate. You Kuma, you utter Kuma. We're working with Defence HQ, the military, to provide support and guidance to secondary schools and colleges, offering rapid testing to staff and students from the start of term. You got that there. So, yeah, all in all, the country's going to fail. The education system is failing just the same. I don't know. Maybe Boris becomes the next dictator. I mean, let's just Google a picture of Big Bad Boris for a sec. Let's just Google Big Bad Boris for a sec, and let's look at a picture of this geese. Look at him. I can't imagine him being a dictator. Oh, look at that beauty there. Let's see if I can find a picture of him looking like a dictator. No, look. You're telling me that guy's going to be a dictator. Maybe that is what's going to end in 2020 or with the start of 2021. Because everyone's going on about, death 2020, it's going to be amazing, 2021's going to be a big party. No, shut up. If only the economy worked like that, like big crashes in the economy and society would just change when the new year comes. But yeah, this guy probably will be a dictator by 2021. I'm putting that on the bingo card. So in like a year's time, when Americans are, getting through the Great British Firewall, the online firewall, where Boris has blocked us from even accessing any internet website that isn't the BBC, can Americans please make sure just to notify somewhere in the history books, or anyone in the world. Maybe China reverts and becomes like a free anarchist democracy. I mean, we end up like China is now, with concentration camps of Uyghur Muslims. So maybe. So like I said, anyone in the world, make sure you tick it off under my name that I guess that Boris Johnson will become a dictator. But yeah, thanks for watching today's video, and goodbye.